friends, welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Stacy and I am the Chapter Conundrum, and in today's video we're going to be going over my February TBR, so all the books I hope to read next month. And there are a few of them. Considering that February is the shortest month and I'll be going on vacation, it might be a little dicey to get all of them in, but some of the picks I have are shorter and some of them are rereads as well, so I'm hoping that I can manage it. And the first one we're going to talk about today is, of course, one of my all-time favorite books that we're doing a read-along for, Golden Sun by Pierce Brown, the second book in the Red Rising series. And our read-along is going to be up to this in February. I'm really excited to get everyone's reactions to this one. I do know that a lot of people who are kind of like middling on Red Rising end up moving on and loving this one, which was my experience the first time through. But then there are some other people who love Red Rising, move on to this one, and don't have such a great time with it. So it'll be interesting to see who in the read-along falls into each of those camps. I'm hoping we have more people who end up loving this like I did. But yeah, it's going to be a really fun one to reread again and to chat about with everyone doing the read-along, so I'm definitely looking forward to it. And I will probably be saving this one towards the second half of the month because it is one of those ones that makes you want to immediately jump into Morningstar, which is our March pick. And I already was feeling that at the end of book one, even though it's not like a massive cliffhanger like this one is. But yeah, I'm definitely really looking forward to getting into this one again. So next up, our thrill, chill, or kill pick for the month of February is Dear Debbie by Frida McFadden. And Jake and I have already sat down and looked at, okay, what audiobooks do we want to do on our road trip for our vacation, and this is one that we both want to make sure we do in the car together. So I'll be saving it for mid-month when we start driving. And we also decided that we're going to be doing March's Thrill, Chill, Kill pick early on the drive home because it will be out at that point. And that is Her Last Breath by Taylor Adams. So we plan to go through both of those on the drive. We do have other options for other books, but we may also just do those two and then do music the rest of the trip. So that remains to be seen. But we are at least committing to those two next month. Next up, there is a possibility that I could be reading The Mirror's Truth by Michael R. Fletcher. This is going to be a maybe. So this is the second book in the Manifest Illusions series, and I'm currently reading book one, Beyond Redemption, and I'm liking it. But I've mainly been buddy reading this with Pat Savat, our mod, but he's gotten really busy and has told me like he doesn't think he's going to be able to continue on with the sequels right away. And so it depends. Like if anybody else ends up hopping into the buddy read towards the end of this month and is really eager to continue right away, then I will go ahead and still plan to read this in February with them. But otherwise, I'll probably put off the sequels until Pat is ready to buddy read them with me. But yeah, so this is just a maybe. We'll see if anybody else ends up jumping into the buddy read chat in the next week and if they end up being eager to continue on with me. Then the only other like planned buddy read that I have is Dead in the Water by John Mars, the newest book he just came out with on January 20th. And I'm going to be reading this one with Fina and anybody else on the Discord who wants to. And I'm excited about this one. It has a bit of a wild premise. And I did end up getting a little bit behind on some of the other John Mars books, so it won't be like my last one that I have to read. I still have 3 others, I think. So yeah, we'll see if I end up having time to pick up the ones I ended up being behind on as well. But I definitely plan to get to Dead in the Water next month. Speaking of Fina, I plan to pick up one of her favorites this month, Venomborn by Benjamin Averin. This is the first book in his newest series. I forget the name of it right now, but I am really eager to check this one out. I'm also intrigued about this one based on the premise. And this is on my 1 to 10 TBR challenge, and I did read my 100-page pick in January, so I want to keep the momentum going and pick up my 200-page pick in February. So yeah, Venomborn is going on the TBR. Since February is the shortest month, but I still want to make sure I'm making progress with the year-long goals I set. One of the 26 books I want to read in 2026 that's super short is Hard Reboot by Django Wexler. And from what I know, this is going to be a fun sci-fi story with some giant robots, and it'll be my first foray into Django Wexler's writing as well, so it'll be interesting to get a taste of what that is like. Then considering that Jake and I are going to be traveling over Valentine's Day and that we are going to be staying at a place with a pool, I wanted to have a fun romance book to read at the pool, and what better pick could I have than Deep End by Ali Hazelwood, a romance between a diver and a swimmer. I've enjoyed every Ali Hazelwood book I've picked up so far, so I'm assuming that this one will not do me wrong and that I'll have a nice fun read for vacation that suits the mood and the vibe of our vacation. So yeah, definitely looking forward to this one as well. Then I'm not going to pick a specific book on my self-destructing TBR, but I do want to mood read something off the TBR. So if you haven't seen the video of my picks for 2026 yet, go check that one out. But I think the two most likely candidates are either going to be A Curse So Dark and Lonely if I'm in a romancy mood because of Valentine's Day and just want to keep binging into more romance and want something kind of easier to read because that one's also YA, so it shouldn't be so dense. Or The Last Girl by Nadia Murad, which is a nonfiction memoir about a girl who was captured by ISIS and forced into the slave trade. So yeah, both of those will be vastly different than I think most other things on the TBR, which is always good for me because if I read some things that are kind of too samey in a row, I'll tend to get a little bit slumpy. So varying the genre and the tone of what I'm reading definitely helps me out a lot. So yeah, we'll see what my mood ends up dictating I pick up in terms of what I choose to read off my self-destruct. But I do want to make an effort to try and get one of those books read in February. So I think those are all the books I'm actually going to commit to. I'll probably end up having one or two other things that are either like library loans that come in or just mood read kind of things. Especially like on vacation, I'll probably just be mood reading off my Audible if I finish Deep End early, or I may end up being busy and just taking like the whole time to read that one book too, especially since we're going to be reading in the car on the way there and the way home, so I know like I'll have some reading time in that week. But yeah, let me know down below in the comments, what are you most excited for me to get to on this TBR? What are you most excited for on your own February TBR? And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe on your way out if you want to, and have a great day. Bye!